What's up, everybody? It's your boy Skipx here, and as you can see in the title down below, I want to talk about if mechanics are going to return in Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind. And what brought this on is that I was just randomly sitting here and I thought about the boss battles from Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix where you fought all of the data battles. And I came to realize, with the exception of Roxas, every single battle had a unique mechanic to it that made it different and made you handle these bosses differently than you would handle any other boss within the game. For example, Xemnas, you have to fight him twice. Xigbar and his snipe minigame, Zaldin with you having to use the reaction commands in order to do proper damage to him, Vexen where you had to basically stop him from gathering data on you or you had to deal with an anti-Sora, Lexius with his power level, Zexion with you getting captured within his book, Axel with the floor being on fire, Syax with the moon and him going berserk, Demix and the water clones, Luxlord and you having to guess his cards and the dice mechanic, Loxine with her clones, and Marluxia with the hit counter. And then Roxas didn't have a mechanic, you just had to fight him straight up. And just listing those out very quickly, all these mechanics made these boss battles so unique from each other. Other than you just like focusing on purely damaging them and getting their bar to zero, you also had to worry about the threat that you could only deal with when it came to facing them. Like for example with Loxine, if you didn't manage those clones properly and you let them get away from you, you would get bodied. Like you would get destroyed very easily if you did not pay attention. Axel with his floor being on fire, for example, if you just didn't deal with that, yeah, it made the battle a bit easier because there are certain moves that he can't use while the floor is on fire, but at the same time he can't die while it's out, and then two, it's constantly draining your health. So if you don't take it out, eventually you're dealing with a situation where your health is constantly being taken down, and so on and so forth. So I wanted to think about the fact that in the original Kingdom Hearts 3, we didn't get any mechanics introduced into any of the characters' battles, mainly due to the fact that these were group battles for the most part, and they were built around that fact, so adding mechanics onto each character would be a little bit weird. But even with Master Xehanort, for example, yes, we got to face him a couple of times, he didn't have any real mechanics to his fight. It was just straight up fighting him, other than like obviously the various phases that you had to fight him in. So I wanted to know, what do you guys think about mechanics coming back to Kingdom Hearts 3? Do you think it will actually happen because of Kingdom Hearts 3 kind of design philosophy of letting you do what you want, and overall just a lot of it being less is more, for example, and giving you that freedom? Do you think mechanics are actually going to come back to the boss battles, or do you think that they're just going to be harder boss fights than what was in the original game? Because I personally would want every character to have a unique mechanic. It would make their fight unique, it would give you something that you couldn't get in any other fight, and overall make them more memorable, as opposed to just giving them a couple of new moves, making them hit harder and faster, and that being the end of it. And yes, we did get a little bit of that when it came to Syax, because he was the only Organization 13 member that we fought when he was by himself, with the exception of Master Xehanort. And as you beat other groups down to one character, he had his own mechanic from the beginning. But even in that case, it was more just of like, let Roxas deal damage and then you can go in and beat up Syax. It wasn't that complicated. It wasn't really too much strategy to it. It was a very hands-off approach to adding another mechanic to the battle. I would really love to see some of these mechanics come back. I definitely think that Marluxia, for example, and maybe even Loxine will probably get their mechanics back from Kingdom Hearts 2, but I don't see Xemnas getting like a second form, so that would mean he would get a new mechanic, and then all of the other characters, they're up for debate. Maybe I'll make a video talking about mechanics that I would put in for each of the various organization members before Kingdom Hearts ReMind comes out, because it's only a couple of days away at this point. And let me know your opinions on this. Do you think the mechanics will come back in Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind's boss battles, or do you think they're just going to be harder, stronger, and get new moves, and that's just going to be the end of it for the most part? Let me know your opinions on that down below. But with that being said, it has been your boy Skipx. I will see you all in the next one, and I am out.